Okay, so I am showing you the eviews first. This is the front page of eviews when you open it, but I want to open it again. So this is the icon of eviews. So eviews have this kind of icon. Once you have eview software, you can click on it, and when you click on it, this kind of page will open. So this is the front page of eviews, and the first of all we want to import the data. And if you want to import the data, the best way is keep your data in .csv format. I repeat, maintain your data in .csv format, and after that you can import in eviews very easily. So you go to the file, and after going to the file, you can see an option called open. And normally we keep our data in as .csv format, and if we click on this foreign data is work file, now the software will ask you where your data is. So I know that I know the location of my data, and I want to open the data from that location. So similarly, I hope you also know the location of your data set. And okay, so this is the data set on which we are going to work today. If you click on it, so you can see this data set, and just find out the how many observations are there. And okay, some more observations are here, and then go to the next, and after that no important option is there, so click on next, and fine, everything is fine. So header type is names only. Header type means whatever is written in the first line, first row, is considered as the name of the variable. I repeat, whatever is written in the first row is considered as the name of the variable. Then go to the next, and the next. Okay. Now you can see the data is available here, and okay, everything is fine, no problem. So just click on finish. So if you click yes, you can see the data here. So we have the data here, and in this data set, all the folders are variables. Only 3 folders are new, which you can see here, like C. This variable is representing the constant, because whenever you run the regression, the constant is a part of the regression model. So C is denoting the constant. Similarly, resid is denoting the residuals or the error term, and date ID is the because software is treating this data as a time series data, because eviews, you know that it is a one of the best software to deal with the time series data set. So there is a folder called date ID, and uh, rest of the folders are representing the variables. For example, if I click on the let's say Australia, the first variable name is Australia. If I click on the Australia, I can see the values. So these are the values of this variable, and clicked, if I scroll down, I can see the variables. Yeah. So the software also mentioned the date. You can see in the first column, this software is representing the date. It means software assume that this data is a time series data, and these are the dates, and this is the variable. After that, you can see this option called view. The left side, there is an option. This option is known as view. If you click on this option, you have a spreadsheet, graph. So let's move to the graph, and These are the different type of graphs you can make. Suppose let's start with the line chart. This is the most famous chart we can make in the eviews. And if you click on there, you can see this is the movement of the Australian index. So this graph is known as time series graph. So we can make the time series graph very easily in eviews. And like again, we can go to the view, click on the graph option, this graph option, second option, and you can click on the bar. So now this kind of chart also come. So this represents the movement of the Australian index. Similarly, let's try for some other graphs. Box plot graph. So this is the box plot graph, and you know that this box plot graph indicate three things. This is the lowest value, and this line is median value, and this is the highest value, and this value is the third quartile, and this is the first quartile, and the plot is known as box plot. And any other value which is lie above this and up below this are known as outlier. So this is the box plot meaning. And again go back to the graph. So you can try other graphs also, like area, spike. So make the graph of the time series data like this. And after that, if you click on the descriptive statistics and test, this is one of the important command. Why? Because in all the papers written by me or I have seen on time series, they represent this histogram and stats. So this information which is in the box is very important. And here you can also apply one of the tests which is known as Jacqua-Bira test. So in this Jacqua-Bira, R is silent, and it is not Jarke-Bira, it is Jacqua-Bira. And this Jacqua-Bira test, as you examine whether this distribution is a normal distribution or not. So I write here the null hypothesis of Jacqua-Bira test is that the distribution is normal. Distribution is normal, and p value is less than 0.05. So null hypothesis rejected. Null hypothesis rejected. And I am telling you one thing. So note it down. In time series, skewness is not the problem of the normality. Most of the time, this normality is disturbed because of the kurtosis. The kurtosis is one of the reason of the probability less than 0.05 in finance. You may be thinking that why I am saying so. Actually, in time series, the problem is that if you increase the sample size, the frequency of the mean will increase. So if your data is having less sample size, then the distribution is like this. If you keep on increasing the sample size, the charts moves like this. And whenever you are having a lot of sample size, this problem is known as the problem of leptokurtic. This problem is known as leptokurtic problem. Leptokurtic problem means when you are dealing with the daily data and your sample size is very large. So what will happen? The frequency of the mean will increase, and as a result, the kurtosis is more than zero. The kurtosis of the distribution is more than zero, and finally, you have to reject your null hypothesis in case of Jacobi-Ra. So it is one of the property of time series that if you are dealing with the low frequency data, most of the time you can have the concept of positive kurtosis. So in most of the papers in thesis in time series, we reported the Jacobi-Ra test and all the other values. So I think there is no point of explaining what is mean, minimum, maximum. You must be aware of these concepts. And so Jacobi-Ra is something which is only available in eviews. I have not seen any other software where this Jacobi-Ra test is available. Okay. After that, let's go again back to the eviews, and we can run different tests here, and we also have many other tests like I'm showing you where you can apply the test. Let me close down this. We come back to the file, and if you click on the quick option, quick option, I hope you can see this quick option. So in quick option, if you go to the series statistic and the group statistic and the equation, and then estimate var. So these four are the important options which we have in the eview software. And if I click on the estimate equation, so if you want to develop a model, so which are the different models which you can develop with the help of eviews, you can see here. So these are the different models which are available in eviews, like two-stage least square, GMM you can run, LIML, co-integration, arch model, binary means logic probit model, then quantile regression, then GLM models, stepwise least square models. So these are the different models which we are having in eviews, right? So slowly and slowly we will discuss the topics mentioned in the brochure. And one thing more I want to inform you that if you click on this add-in, so you can also click many add-ins in the eviews. Like I have clicked the add-ins of DCC model. You can see this is one of the add-in I added, and you can go to the manage add-ins. So these are the add-ins which I already have. And if you want to add something new, you can click on download add-ins. So they are showing you that these are the different additional tests which can be performed in the eview software. So these are the different add-ins in the eviews. You can perform all these tests here. For example, biperon test, which is a very new test, and this biperon test is used to analyze the structural breaks. So if you want to use it, just install it, and once you install it, then it will become in add-ins. But for that, one thing is very sure that you must have some uh, original softwares, otherwise some problem will come. But so this is the basic introduction of eviews, and after some time I will come back to eviews again, because this is just a introduction to the software, that how we work with the software, and time to time I will discuss the results of different methods we will discuss in the workshop.